Hi, it's Verity here and welcome to my channel, Pretty Little Button. Today I've got a quick video where I'm unboxing the Silhouette Silkscreen Starter Kit and assembling the silkscreen. As part of my design team work with Silhouette UK, we were sent either the Silkscreen Starter Kit or the Doming Kit, and I requested the Silkscreen Kit as it's something I really want to try. I've made my own silkscreen DIY in the past, but with this one you can take the screens off, which I feel is a lot better than the other one I made as a DIY one where I'd stapled the screen onto it and you would adhere the vinyl down and remove the vinyl. It wasn't heat transfer vinyl. So really excited to try this out. So it comes in a great box with all your kit contained to make quite a few simple designs. So on the back it shows you what you get in your kit, and you get one ink, black. You get the pieces to make the actual screen. Then you get 10 3 designs in the kit as well included, as well as a scraper tool, some heat transfer vinyl and silkscreen, and a little hook as well for when you're weeding. So opening it up, you get inside is the instructions, so you get it in English. There's also a Spanish and a French version as far as I can tell from looking at that writing. And then this is the squeegee. It's quite a nice big size squeegee, so you can really drag your ink over and cover a large area, but at the same time if you did a smaller area you just only use a small amount of ink and use that scraper. So you get one black ink included from Silhouette, and I haven't tried out Silhouette's inks, fabric inks yet, so I'm intrigued to use this as well. Just remember there's a little cap on it that you need to take off before you actually use it and squirt it out. So you get 10 free designs, so you get a little card with a scratch off and it tells you on the back how to actually download those designs into your studio. Then a Silhouette hook in white. Obviously when you cut the HTV you need to weed it, so this is really useful as a weeding tool. And then this is the main contents of the kit, the main bits that you really need. Okay, the wooden parts obviously you assemble to make the screen, and I'm going to show you how I assembled it and my little mistakes I made along the way. And then this is the combination of white heat transfer vinyl and the silkscreen material. So obviously with your heat transfer vinyl, you've got one side that's sort of a matte-ish dull colour and a shiny side. You cut with the matte-ish dull facing up. Then you get 3 of those in the kit, and then this is the silkscreen material, like it's a mesh material that you adhere your HTV to, and you get 3 of those as well in the kit. So I'm just going to start assembling the actual silkscreen. Now it's really useful to read the instructions, and later on you see that I didn't quite read the instructions to begin with. The first bit just says assemble the screen. There is a really important bit on there that I missed, but we'll come to that later on. So opening it up, you get 4 pieces of wood with 4 smaller pieces that fit into those large pieces of wood, and you also get some screw fastener attachments that help keep the screen together. What's great about this is it's really, actually, once you know how to assemble it, quite easy to assemble. So if you haven't got the space to store it assembled, you can easily dismantle it and put it away and then reassemble it each time you need it, because you can put on new screens. The screens aren't permanently attached. So you get 2 long ones and 2 short ones, and on the ends of each piece you get different numbers. So on each end of one piece there is a different number. All those numbers match up with each other, so there's 2 2s, 2 3s, 2 4s, and 2 1s, and you need to match those together when you're interlocking them. So if I show you here, I'm just trying to find 2 pieces with the same numbers. So I've got 2 1s. So you now need to interlock those 2 1s together. Now these kept on falling out with me, which at first I thought, oh, I need to keep them in. But you don't need to, they can easily come out and off, so you don't have to assemble it with the actual extra wooden bits in. They are used to keep your silkscreen in place when you're using it, but assembling you don't need them in. So as you can see, I've got 2 1s interlocked, and then I'm just using one of those screws just to fasten that together. They are quite easy. I thought maybe I'd need to take a bit off to adhere, but it's not. You just screw it in until it's tight. Really simple to do. So then I just do the remainder of those. see, here's where I'm thinking, do I need to take it out? No, shall I keep it in? It might not be able to come out. Later on I realised it can come out. And I decided to put all the remainder of the sides on before I screwed them on, just if I couldn't get them in. As you see, I was having a bit of difficulty with this one. It felt a bit tight, and I couldn't get it in. It took me a while. Later on you'll figure out why I may have had some difficulties with that. As you can see, I've assembled the frame, and then I went back to my instructions to just read them again, and that's where I realised that the frame inserts and their grooves are currently in the inside of the frame. If you read the instructions, it tells you they're meant to be on the outside of the frame, and that was me just rushing and not actually reading the instructions properly. So I just had to disassemble it and then turn them so they're facing on their outside and reassemble. I'm showing here it's so easy to assemble, so if you haven't got the room to store it made up, although it's quite small, it's not a large screen, you can easily disassemble it and then put it back in the box and keep it somewhere else, or just keep it even contained smaller, not even in the box. The measurement of the screen is 7.5 inches by 10.5 inches, so it is not even as big as an A4 piece of paper, so it isn't a large piece of equipment to have stored in your room. So you can see now I'm just turning them all around, so you've got the frame insert grooves on the outside, so they're facing on the outside. And I decided to take the frame grooves out whilst I was assembling it because they kept falling out, so there was no need for them to be in whilst assembling it, and then I just tightened them all up together. So to actually attach the Silkscreen screen into to the frame, so you need to move the frame inserts from the grooves. Some of them are in a little bit tight, but they do come out, you can get them out. Obviously you want them in tight when you've got the screen on as well, because you want to keep the screen quite taut. So if they're too loose, then they're not going to keep the screen as taut as you'd like. So once you've got that, you need to put the frame over the top of your screen. Obviously I've not cut anything for this, but I'm just showing you how to attach it. And you fold it up, and then you insert your groove like so. And you do the same on the other side. You'd probably want to centre it better than I have. I was just doing this quickly, so that you've got the amount of fabric either side roughly the same, and making sure that it actually fits up towards the groove. And it slots in. They will feel tighter than when they haven't got the screen in, because obviously you've got that fabric in that position, but you want it tight because you want your screen pulled taut for really good printing. One of my inserts wasn't that tight, so you can see there it was a little bit loose. When you actually come to assemble it with a print on it, you do cut the corners off. Here I'm just tucking them under, and I expect that had a bit of reason I expect that was why I wasn't getting as good a that's probably why I wasn't getting as good a tight fitting, because the corners were pulling it a little bit. But when you actually come to design it, adhere your design onto the screen and then adhere it into the frame, it tells you to cut the corners so you get a better fit. But as you can see, I just wanted to quickly show you that squeegee to pull the ink, fits in really nicely, and it can fit in length horizontal or vertical, as you can see. I'm going to be showing you how to actually cut your design, adhere it to your screen, and then print in my next video for Silhouette UK. So stay tuned and you will see that. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If so, please think about subscribing to my channel. Also hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when my next video is up. Until next time, happy crafting!